Abdullah's Prayer, an excerpt from the 1917 book, And It Was of a Certain Potter, by Walter C. Lanyon. We admit, Abdullah began, that God is good, that He is all, that He is everywhere, and the cause and effect of all that really exists. We acknowledge Him to be the source from which every good gift comes. Further, in the line of common reasoning, we know that prayer in its generally accepted sense means desire. This being the case, we begin to see that our very desires or prayers, insofar as they are good, proceed from God, and are not, as we formerly supposed, self-originated requests or petitions, but rather the urge of God, the good, endeavoring to find expression in us His good, endeavoring to be made manifest in the flesh. Perhaps, for example, you are praying for health. You are desiring it, but as God is the only creator and good, in reality, your desire for health is but the will of God trying to express itself through you. God is willing to do exceeding abundantly, more than we ask or think. God is willing it. And as your desire for health is prompted by His willingness to be expressed in perfect strength, you reverse the proposition and find that, in reality, health and strength of God, good, are seeking to find expression in you, not you seeking to bring them into your thought. If you are praying for supply, is it not in reality God's fullness seeking further expression in you? Is it not the still small voice calling for a greater expression of substance, God? God is all substance. Then the desire for supply is a greater desire for God, or God endeavoring to make Himself more manifest. And suddenly you turn from your prayers of beseeching to the attitude of speak for thy servant heareth, not my will, but thine be done. You begin endeavoring to find out what His wishes are. Then our part in prayer, after we have acclaimed God as all and ever-present good, is to relax, to let go and step aside, to literally and figuratively say, glorify thy Son, that thy Son may also glorify thee. That is, make thyself manifest in me, fulfill thy desires. Fling open the portals of your mind and bid Him enter who waits without. Make thyself holy and wholly acceptable to Him, to use for His good pleasures, and your desires and prayers will find their rightful expression. Having given yourself over to His expression, see that no selfishness enters and tries to hoard up His expression of love as it passes through you. You are merely a channel, a steward placed in charge of the gift, a caretaker, but not an owner. Use freely His love like you do the air about you, but see that nothing clogs the channel of expression to others. Now, if God is love and everywhere present, then we live in an atmosphere of love, for in Him we live and move and have our being. Let us establish a better sense of this atmosphere of love in which we constantly move. First, it is unchangeable and all-powerful, and you are completely submerged in it and must of necessity be governed by it. As a fish is completely submerged in water, so man is submerged, surrounded by mind. And as the fish of the sea find his supply, health, and happiness in the medium of water, so man must be fed, clothed, and cared for by the one mind or atmosphere of love that completely envelops him. In fact, in establishing a fuller and better knowledge of this atmosphere of love, we lose sight of ourselves completely, and thus, in losing sight of self, we have stepped aside, and a complete healing, regeneration, or expression of love has taken place. A full expression of His love has been made manifest to the flesh. It is quite as impossible for man to reflect only a part of the qualities of mind or of this atmosphere of love in which he moves and lives, as it is for a fish to be partially dry and yet remain submerged in the ocean, or to swim halfway out of the water. If man reflects one of the qualities of mind, he must reflect them all. If he reflects life, he must also reflect supply, health, happiness, and success. He cannot move into a place where any of these qualities are wanting. There are no desert spots in eternal mind, any more than a fish could swim into a dust heap in the ocean. Comes now our impersonal work, both for ourselves and others, as we establish a better idea of God as ever-present love and fix our attention on this one quality. We unconsciously help ourselves and also anyone upon whom our thoughts may rest, because if we are submerged in love, nothing else of an opposite nature can enter or affect us, and we partake of the qualities of this atmosphere just as the fish is naturally wet. Not through any effort on his part, he does not try to be wet. He just is. When we come to the point that we can consciously feel that we are living in this atmosphere of love, we cannot help reflecting the qualities of it. We are one with God, for we are image and likeness, and what shall separate us from the love that He bestows?